Hello everybody, Glass Half Dead here. Just so you know, the following TTS tutorial is mainly in aid of giving everybody out there a little something to do during the quarantine, but also it's going to help anybody new to Tabletop Simulator how to play Kill Team, because due to the whole quarantine thing shutting down the London Grand Tournament for Warhammer and obviously Kill Team, I'm going to be unveiling and running a TTS tournament that everybody will have a chance to play in on TTS instead of in person for the first ever time. Now, I haven't released that yet, but if you do want to get in on that, watch this video so you know what's going on, and hopefully we're going to get an update on my LGT pack coming soon. Okay everybody, enjoy. Hello everybody, Glass Half Dead here, and today I'm finally doing my Tabletop Simulator tutorial for you. So this video is going to show you how to play Kill Team on Tabletop Simulator. You can of course apply the same lessons to 40k or in fact any other game, but I'm very specifically going to be talking about Kill Team. But the basics, like how to take an army and move it to another map, will apply for anything else. Okay, when you open up your Tabletop Simulator, you're going to get something that looks exactly like this. There's nothing there. I'm going to assume that you are brand new and you need to go from scratch. So the first thing you're going to do is click Create. And the first thing you have to do is obviously find your own Kill Team. So we're going to create a single player game. It opens up exactly like this. Now, the only difference is that when you then click on Workshop, I actually have things that I've already loaded in here. You won't. This is going to be blank for you. So you go and you click on, there is a search bar here. This search bar searches things that you have already brought in for the workshop. You can ignore that. So we click on Browse. This opens up the Steam Workshop. Okay, easy. Now we go to the search bar here, search Tabletop Simulator, and what are we going to try and bring in today? Let's try and find a faction I haven't already brought in so that we can see it's new, and I'm doing it for you right here, right now. Okay, you know what? Let's find Custodes. If they're good enough for Henry Cavill, they're good enough for us. So all you're going to do is type in the name of the army that you are trying to search for. To be honest, you probably don't need to write anything more. So Space Marines, Imperial Guard, Custodes. But I'm just going to put army in there as well. If you're searching for something perhaps a bit more niche, you might want to put army or Warhammer at the end of it. And don't forget that perhaps if you're searching for something a little bit older, names have updated within the last few years. So for example, if you're searching for something for Drukhari, don't forget they used to be called Dark Eldar. Some people might still be naming them that, I don't know. Anyway, we've brought up Custodes. Now you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff here. A lot of it is going to, so you see if you're playing big 40k, you're going to find someone's loaded in all of the stratagems for them. You might find individual models, but you're generally going to be looking for this. So I've managed to find, I've definitely seen the name Lotus Dreams before. Somebody will have taken all of the army and loaded it in for all of us to take out. Now, you can click on it and open it up, or you could just press the little plus in the corner here. I'm going to click on it to show you what it is. Now, they don't all have this. This obviously shows you exactly what you're downloading. This is what you're going to get. But they don't all have that. Sometimes they're just this main picture. You click subscribe. You instantly get a thumbs up, a tick, good, and we're done. So then you just get out of this. You go Shift Tab, and that takes you back to your game. Now, it's actually already loaded in, but it hasn't updated with a picture yet. So if you just click back, click Workshop again, and here we go, right at the top, the first thing is loaded in. Complete Adeptus Custodes Army 8th Edition Warhammer 40k. Click Load. Boom. Now, these little squares, these little white things are all just models, objects within the game that haven't yet loaded in. The first time you load something up, it could take a while. It could even take like several genuine minutes. Crazy, I know. You're also going to see a lot of these custom model missing or texture missing links. Don't hit import, just close it. And just close all of the ones that come up. What those are when the creator originally uploaded the map, they had some assets in there, and those are no longer, for whatever reason, there. So you just get rid of those and we're good to go. So this is the entire Adeptus Custodes army. So you're going to have all of the different models lined up. Some of the models you won't be able to find. Like, you won't be able to find an exact copy of the specific model you want. You know, maybe you're looking in the Death Watch army and you want a guy with a power maul and a storm shield, but you can't find it, but you can find ones with a power sword and the storm shield. You're going to have to make some proxies. However, for the Custodes, we see pretty simple here. We've got the guys with the Guardian Spears, easy, and we've got the guys with the Storm Shields and, what are they called? Sentinel Blades. And we have 3 of each. This is actually perfect for a kill team. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all of the models that we want, just a simple drag click, or you could select them individually by just selecting and holding down. But for the Custodes specifically, having all 6 of these is a full kill team. It's a full roster, in fact. So select all of them. With them selected, you just press Control C. Nothing's happened. And then wherever you put your cursor is going to spawn them when you press Control V. There you go. You now have a roster. Now, let's say we want to say some of these guys are specialists. Let's say this guy here, we want to make him our leader. Of course, you don't have to do this. You can just say, hey, this guy's my leader. But if we right click on him, it comes up with a whole bunch of options. We ignore that and we go down to the bottom. And I like to put in his description, this is his name, I like to put leader. Big caps. There we go. And that way, there's no mistaking who he is. And then you just click off. And he's saved. That is our leader. Of course, you also want to put in combat, zealot, demo, etc, etc. We have the army list downloaded, and you've picked out all of the models that you want to be in your army. Let's get them into another map so that we can actually play this game. So again, you select everything that you want to select. You know what I like to do also when I'm in a game? I like to take one of these guys, I think. He looks cool. Let's take him. There you go. Perfect. He's going to be my team mascot. So we select everything and we right click and we click Save Object. Here you can call it anything you want. I'm just going to call it Custodes Kill Team. Nice and simple, obviously, and hit enter. Now that has saved an object for us. In this case, the object is all of these models. Now we go and find ourselves a map. There's no special trick to this. We just go back to the main menu. We click create. Now, chances are you're going to want to create a multiplayer game to play with other people. Call it whatever you want. I keep mine all super basic, and then you just press create server. Excellent. So we've started up a new game and we go to the workshop. Now we want to load up a map to play in. I already have a map, but let's see if we can do exactly the same here. So how do we find a kill team map to play on? Well, we type in kill team map. Yeah. Okay, it's not the most complex, but holding your hand through this. So you can then download anything here you want. The quality of the map varies wildly. Also, what exactly the map is it the right dimensions? Is completely variable depending on what you decide to download. For example, there are some beautiful maps out there, but they're for 40k, not for kill teams, so they're completely the wrong size. You can still play on them. You just play on a smaller surface within the map. It's not too difficult. Or for example, there's this really cool one here, a shipboarding. That sounds pretty fun, doesn't it? So how do we get it? We press subscribe. Okay, and then it's there. I will, however, quickly point out that this user here, Louis, or Louis, I'm not sure, has created a kill team map template, which is really good. So if I already have it, I'll show you what it is. But essentially, you can then fill the board with your own terrain, but everything else is already set out there perfectly for kill team. Anyway, again, we shift tab to go back, and we see we've loaded our map in, 40k kill team map shipboard. We click, we load. Now, again, this could take a while to load in. So we just click away all of the custom model errors here. Don't worry about them. And we have everything here. Now, even though this was called a kill team map, we clearly have 40k stuff, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. And this is the map. I'm pretty sure that's not a regulation size kill team map either. But what can you do? It's all good. Now, what we want to do here is bring in our saved kill team. This is super easy. And it's only at this point that I've realized I haven't actually had the full screen up for you. But hopefully it hasn't mattered to this point. So you go all the way to the top here. You see you have a toolbar at the top and you just click on objects. Simple. And then you click on saved objects because remember you saved the object. Now we're bringing the Custodes kill team, the one that you saw. Now there are two ways of spawning something in, which I'm quickly going to explain to you. If you just click it, it will appear in the very center of the map. So let's do that. Yes, and we see they've just randomly appeared there and they've fallen over. However, typically in a game of kill team, of course, you are going to have your side of the map. So if you click and drag, wherever your cursor ends is where they're going to spawn. Pop. There you go. Now we go down, we take a quick look. We see we have our little mascot there. And all of the data that you will have changed will have been loaded in. So remember, I called this guy leader. He's still called leader. And that's it. And there you go. Now that is the absolute basics of taking a model, bringing it into a kill team map. If you want to know how to actually maneuver models, move things around, very quickly going to show you the basics. Okay, if you want to hold a model, pick it up, you just click and drag, easy. Quick tip, obviously measurement is a huge thing you're going to have to do in this game. To rotate like I'm doing on the screen here, you just, whilst you're holding it, scroll your mouse wheel up and down. That will sometimes be necessary when you're going for intense line of sight type things. Now, let's very quickly see, we've got two models here. How far apart are they? You're going to have to be checking line of sight. You're going to be having to check distance. So to do this, we go up to the top left here. We see we have another toolbar. This tool here, the line tool, is your god. You go down and you just select the tip of the base and click and drag. Goes to the other base. So we know that I'm 7.3 inches away. Easy. Now let's say we're making a charge. In that case, you don't have to measure first, although you can, but you pick up and whilst you're still holding it, hold down tab. This has changed your cursor to being the measuring tool. So you then move and you see 7.3 away. There you go. Easy. That is the absolute basics. Okay, now I'm quickly going to show you the kill team template map because I think that's pretty important for all the kill team players to know. This is indeed part of the tutorial that is unique to kill team. So we want to change the map. So instead of loading an object, we're loading a map. So you click games at the top, you click workshop, and then you find the kill team map that you want to load in, which is this one, kill team map template. Load it in. Now, the reason this is so fun is because you've got everything you need right here. At the top, you've got your CP, your VP, and the map in the middle here is the 22 by 30 inch board. You also have all of your tokens that you could possibly need. He even has 4 sets of them, but who would ever play a multiplayer game? Now I'm quickly going to show you about these dice. There are several ways to roll dice. Let's take these 3 here. You can roll the dice naturally, which means you select the dice you want to roll, pick them up by holding down the button, and just throw them. There you go. That's a natural roll, a 6, a 3, and a 4. Not too bad. But there are 2 other ways you can do it. Now, obviously on this particular map, there's plenty of space that you can use to roll the dice naturally, but you won't always have that. So the other thing to do is whilst you have all of the dice selected and not being held up by your cursor, just press R. That makes them bounce. But you don't just want to do one bounce, you want to just spam R a little bit, you know, maybe 3, 4, 5 times, and then you get a pretty random roll, which was 2 1s and a 5, so I'm not liking that, but it's a thing. A 1, a 2, and a 4. Okay, not great, not great. The other thing you can do, which is on this map specifically, is use this dice rolling box. And to do this, you just take all of the dice you have and you drop them in. And there you go. A 3, a 2, and a 5. So those are the different ways of rolling dice, which of course are very important. You're only going to find this dice rolling box on this particular map, and you might be wondering, that's great, but this map doesn't have anything to play on. How do I play this map? The easy way to do that is, remember how we saved a team of custodians at the beginning? We selected what we wanted, and we saved it as an object. Well, you can do exactly the same here. Okay, so here's another map for 40k this time that I've loaded in. As you can see, very busy map, lots going on here. And if I click and drag all over it, I'm not able to select any of the terrain. Fair enough. So, how do we manage to get some of the cool looking terrain from here over to that other map? Well, it's pretty easy. Let's say we like these sandbags here. You right click, you go to toggles, and you click lock. There we go. This is now terrain we can pick up. Let's say we also want this crate. We will unlock that. And of course we want a car. We will unlock that. We now have these 3 objects. We select them just like we did the custodes. We right click. We save object. We'll call this terrain. It's a saved object. Now we go back to the map that we wanted to have originally. Kill team map template. Load it up. I think you can all figure out where we're going from here. We objects at the top, saved objects, terrain, click and drag. Click and drag. There we go. Now, the reason we're getting that particular pop-up is because the car doesn't actually have texture on it. Now, with all of these unlocked, you can use the middle mouse button to rotate them if you want, or if you just want a lot more of them, just like we did at the beginning of the video, select what you want, Control C and Control V. There you go, loads of them. We didn't need that many, that's quite a few. And as you can tell, those cars need a bit of work. I obviously pulled in a bad object to do this experiment with, but if you do get an object like that and for some reason you just love the object, again, right click the object, toggles, lock. It becomes something you can then move around in the world. Okay, and the very final thing is going to be line of sight. Now, line of sight is, in my opinion, the thing in Tabletop Simulator that is the hardest to do. It's not quite as flowing and natural as it is in real life, in person, but, you know, if you're not too strict about things, you can still do it. Now, if you press P for pineapple, you get the different camera types. There is the top down, the third person, which is the default, and the first person. Now, certainly when I heard first person, I had assumed it was going to automatically close in on a specific model. It just means the way that you control the camera is slightly different. So we want to see if our leader here can see this guy all the way over here. Now, from a top down camera, that is impossible to tell. I don't know where any of these bits of terrain are lying. So, we go to a third person camera, we might be able to find it out this way. We get all the way down there, and we zoom in. I don't know about you guys, I'd say we can see. I'd say there's nothing covering us there. It's a nice, obscured, because we can't quite see the bottom of the feet, but definitely able to see. So there you go. Easy peasy. And that's it. That is Kill Team. That is line of sight. That is how to load in objects, how to load in terrain, how to use the specific Kill Team map by Louis here. So once again, if you want a little bit more help with how to do things, for example, how to, flip a model over to show that it's dead, but, still have it in the game, or how to get in secondary objectives, or anything crazy like that, then feel free to ask. But I would recommend that you go and check out, as I said earlier, Zoran the Bear and his Tabletop Simulator tutorial, as it was a little bit more general, a little bit more 40k, a little bit more how do you control things, whereas I decided that I needed to go a little bit more in depth as to how you get a model from one map to another and how to make it a kill team. And the final thing is, if you are looking for games to play, opponents to play against, drop into my Discord, as we have a Tabletop Simulator server. Okay, I hope this has been helpful for everybody. I hope that now that you've seen this, you see that there is light at the end of the hobby tunnel when it comes to getting some games in during the quarantine. Anyway, this has been Glass Half Dead. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a good day. I hope you continue to have a good day. Hope you stay inside, stay safe, and perhaps soon we will even be playing against me on Tabletop Simulator. All right, everybody, have a great day.